So I just want to talk about this Kingsman and Zaza situation. And it really isn't even about the actual drama. It's about what people are saying. The people who are saying that Zaza set us back 100 fucking years, you guys are actually the fucking problem.
Maybe this is it. All that there is, can't take what's been given. But we're so okay here, we're doing fine.
You're practically saying, hey, we actually fucking suck at video games and you're actually right, but we're trying to appeal to you, so we're gonna get better at the video games to show you guys that.
If this is your vibe, or this, then you're in the right place.
We are actually not.
Wait, hold on.
Oh shit, here we go again.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I'm Saladino.
Okay, let's try this again.
You guys are trying to appeal to misogynistic men that have peaked at the lowest rank.
Ugh, this is hard to watch. There's nothing more annoying than watching someone like this running their mouth about something they have no idea of what they're talking about.
In the video game that they play in. Let's just say Zaza swapped, guys. And she did well on that character and she made one mistake.
Okay, I'm not doing this. I can't do this. So my original plan with this video was to go point by point through this entities, as Kyle would say, rant about how people saying that the recent Kingsman Team CC drama set women back in gaming are being misogynist. The thing is, there's no way I can keep watching this person talk over and over, like studying the video and making my points to it. Especially since nothing that she's saying is even about why the reactions to the drama was so big, so visceral, that it even had women saying that it set women back in gaming. And sure, it's in a meme sense, but people are not stupid. It's obvious to anyone watching that the women on that team, CC, Zazastack, Luciasa,
lions and tigers and bears.
and Luciasa being the worst of the three, actually, because she was friends with Kingsman. They were duos, and apparently he helped her improve a lot at the game, at Marvel Rivals. And yet she took the side of these other two stupid bitches who, instead of listening to the best player on their team, the #1 ranked Magic player, and a top 500 player, literally telling these morons, hey, we can win if Zaza just switches characters. It's proven in the scrimmages they were playing. I mean, I know she ended up being MVP in one of the matches, but that was literally because Kingsman was putting in work in the back line, while Zaza was left alone most of the time in that match. And they were playing on the best map for Black Widow, which CC explicitly chose for them to play on. So I guess she knows something about the game, but the thing is, the gulf between her knowledge of the game and Kingsman's is vast. She didn't even know who Kingsman was. She just chose him because her chat told her to. So I'm just assuming everybody is well aware of the Kingsman Team CC thing. So The only thing that's good about this person, Nia, I think her name is, the only thing good about her video, it gives me an excuse to go back to something that, for the most part, is kind of, dead and over with. There's still people talking about different aspects of the drama, different, people, more people are paying attention to just how bad Luciasa was and how she's probably, like I said, the worst of the three. But for the most part, having this Nia's video gives me an opportunity to talk about the core issue. The idea that, well, yeah, there was a reaction to how these women were acting and people were joking and outright serious about the fact that it shows you the problem of women in gaming and it set women back. But the thing that really struck me more than that was how there were still people trying to defend this concept of women just existing in a male space as being a great thing. And if you criticize it, then you're being misogynist automatically. So this stupid ass video from this Nia person gives me an opportunity to kind of talk about that. So again, everybody is basically aware of the Kingsman Team CC drama, I'm sure. So there was this Marvel Rivals tournament and a bunch of streamers were involved. One of them being this woman named CC, who was apparently pretty popular and rather propped up in the sort of influencer side of the Marvel Rivals community. She was chosen to be one of the captains of the tournament, which had a $40,000 cash prize. So she picks her team, which included this guy, Kingsman 265, the ranked #1 Magic player, like I said, an overall top 500 Marvel Rivals player. I think a few months ago, he was actually number 18 in the world. I don't know where he was at the time of the tournament, but he was well known in the community. And there's videos going back like 3-4 months of dudes watching Kingsman's games, like it's, pre-game game tape, literally studying his playstyle and tactics, talking about how good he is. There's even one video that says straight up, hey, if you play Magic, play like Kingsman. And yet this goofball...
Everyone thinks this guy's a loser. Like a bug. That's just what happens. That's such a good point. You're so right about that. And we're still gonna play Widow.
I wish I would have gotten a medium in the bottom. They do fit a little tighter, so keep that in mind. If I would have gotten a medium in the bottom, it would have fit perfectly. The small on the top fits super cute.
This goofball hadn't even heard of him. She wasn't really into Marvel Rivals as a player. She, like a lot of women, are in it for the simps. She's in it for a streaming career. And people in the Marvel Rivals community gave this bitch all this relative power and influence in the community. And it had nothing to do with her skill as a player, her knowledge of the game. It's simply because she's a woman. And that's the thing. So for some reason, she's captain in this tournament. Has no idea who Kingsman is, because despite game recognizing game, he wasn't clouded up enough. But her chat tells her to pick him, so she does. And then she picks the other people. Kingsman watches the picks, because I guess they were streaming, the different team captains and who they were going to pick. So Kingsman's watching the picks while it's being streamed and sees that this chick, Zaza Stack, is a one-trick Widow player. Like, she pretty much only plays Black Widow. And right away, he identifies the weakness in the team, and from the beginning, he starts lobbying for her to switch to another character because Widow is weak, blah, blah, blah. Problem is, and this is why the reaction was so powerful and visceral and dramatic, and even women could see how bad it looks for women overall, in the sense that, sure, not all women, but when something like this does happen, it's women. So this Zaza Stack didn't want to switch from playing as Black Widow because it's her brand. She built her brand on playing as Black Widow. Brand such as it is. So even though they have a chance to show, even though these women had a chance to show, hey, and this is what's so stupid about this person's video, this Nia person's video.
Average damage. That was my goal for myself. Not because I want to appeal to misogynistic men and break a stereotype that was, by the way.
Ew.
This is what's so stupid about this person's video. The video has nothing to do with what people mean about setting women back. It's not about their skill and about trying to appeal to misogynists. It's about the fact that even though these women had a chance to show how good women are at gaming, if they really are as good as the men or better, they decided instead to argue and talk shit to the guy who was telling them the best way to play the game. And they did it gleefully. Zaza Stack chose her brand over showing how well she could play on a team that could win a $40,000 tournament. And CC and Luciasa's bitch asses supported her over the guy who had the most skill, the most knowledge, and the actual investment in the competition as a competition. Instead of just this clout chasing and chill vibe check where you're only interested in farming some clips and you don't care about the money because you have money already, maybe through your parents and your simps.
Let's just say Zaza swapped, guys, and she did well on that character and she made one mistake. What do you think would have happened? Those same men would have blamed it on her gender.
To show you how stupid this woman is, if Zaza had switched, none of this drama would have even happened. So, to finish recapping right quick, a Marvel Rivals tournament for streamers. A chick named Cece is a captain of one of the teams. She picks a guy named Kingsman 265 because her chat tells her to, because he's known to be a very good player. Kingsman sees that one of the team members plays a very weak character, Black Widow. He tries to get her to switch to a better character for team composition, because he wants to win the tournament and get the prize money. He's a 20-year-old broke college student, so anything helps with bills, food, etc. Cece immediately says that Zaza won't switch because she's one trick, and she's mainly only one trick because she's known for playing as Black Widow. Again, for her brand. As they talk and practice, do these scrimmages, Kingsman keeps pushing to get her to change off of Widow, giving all these sound reasons why. If this drama was about how bad women are at gaming, then Kingsman would have been the bad guy, because he would have been yelling at Zaza, telling her how bad she was at the game. But he wasn't. He was telling her to switch characters because the character she was playing was bad. And, repetitive or not, he's telling them that switching off the character is better for the team, not picking more men is better for the team, or that Widow was a bad character because Widow was female. All Zaza had to do was switch.
He dies. Okay, guys. Pace and point proven right now. Do you understand?
No, it's not. You've been making me feel like shit. Of course I'm gonna
How do you not see the problem right now?
Wait, first of all, it's that ass Kingsman, like, shut the fuck up.
Okay, bro.
You're doing too much. Lucy's not even on Invis. It's that ass Kingsman, like, shut the fuck up.
Okay, bro.
You're doing too much. Lucy's not even.
Now, this was Luciasa, his sometime, at the time, duo partner.
She is boosted. When her boyfriend couldn't boost her, she ran to Kingsman and he got her to Eternity. That's what makes her worse than Cece. She used to duo with Kingsman. Whoa, e-girl boosted in ranked game mode. Who would have thunk it? Fork found in kitchen when it should be her. Okay, wait.
I was mainly sorry he was kicked. I would have voted against it. I even said I was excited to play with you. He's my duo. He was my duo.
You lost that duo. You lost a great man. Her bum boyfriend couldn't even carry her, and Kingsman did the dirty work and put her on his back.
Going all out when it's better bread and butter. The kid for cut, I put that on my dead brother, yeah. He talk so much, I showed him I'm a real hunter. Won't say it, but he know I still got real cutters.
And this cunt takes the side of the stupid bitch too stubborn to switch. And all three bitches, Cece, Zaza, Luciasa,
Lions and tigers and bears.
are mad and talking shit to the guy who carried the fucking team. And again, Luciasa is the worst one of the three. I mean, these hoes ain't loyal. Luciasa was more loyal to the person who... Okay, so the reason why the whole thing blew up the way it did is because even women were able to see how smug and obnoxious, how unseriously they were taking the competition. Women are supposed to be so great and equal to men in gaming, but they can't even take a competition seriously. They can't do something as simple as switch to another character. Cece was such a useless and terrible captain. She couldn't even say, yeah, okay, let's try something else. In fact, this stupid bitch said the opposite.
character. No, I know.
Populo,
Bro. Everyone thinks
you
this
just
guy's
die
a
for an
loser.
exploder
Kingsman's a
like a
loser.
bug. That's just what happens.
That's such a good point. You're so right about that, and we're still gonna play Widow.
Let's start by going in the deep end. One of the many rather provocative and some would say outrageous remarks that you make in your book Sexual Persona, talking about men's creativity versus female creativity, reads like this: if civilization had been left in female hands, we'd still be living in grass huts. Now, explain that to me.
That's such a good point. You're so right about that, and we're still gonna play Widow.
Kingsman would have been 100% in his right to make a crack about women in gaming. He could have said, this is why women are bad at esports, because they only care about their branded vibes. They don't have the Mamba mindset. They literally got him kicked from the team because he made Zaza sad. Sad. If that doesn't play into every stereotype about women in gaming.
Okay, guys. Case and point proven right now. Do you understand?
No, it's well, you've been making me feel like Super Colson. I'm gonna.
But you've got this goofball.
That I am good at this game and that I want to improve. I want to get better. I want to hit masters. I want to have a higher KD. I want to have a higher average damage. That was my goal for myself. Not because I want to appeal to misogynistic men and break a stereotype that was, by the way, unfairly put on us.
And this was the mindset of the women in Team CC, not counting the one chick who didn't go in on piling on Kingsman. Zaza would have switched, and nobody would have cared if they lost the tournament or not. But this blew up because instead of just switching, they made it about Zaza being sad because Kingsman wouldn't stop asking her to switch off Black Widow. Although he finally stopped at the Luciasa and CC kept saying, "Shut up, bro, we won, bro."
Wait, first of all,
it's that ass Kingsman, like, shut the fuck up.
Okay, bro.
You're doing too much.
Lucy's not even on Invis. Second of all, you're getting value because
No, she shouldn't be dead.
Yes.
I'm getting value because I'm 1v6ing.
Hulk isn't peeling for you, bro. Yes, Zaza is 0-5, but we won the point, bro.
These stupid bitches saying bro every 2 seconds. It's like, shut the fuck up. You're not dudes. You're not equals in our space. You can't even switch off a character to try to win a competition. Go fuck yourself. It's all bro and dude and real talk. But as soon as you get any kind of pushback, any kind of criticism, it's suddenly, oh no, misogyny.
I wrote a blog post a while ago about why I f***ing hate video games, because this is what it does. It appeals to like the male fantasy.
This is a man's space. I've said this before. Women are welcome in gaming, but they're not invited. They're tolerated, but we don't need them in this space. They don't improve the space.
Today we will do a refresher on the Elden Ring timeline, focusing on family. This is going to be my retelling and interpretation of the events. The evidence I'll use to support my claims will appear in the bottom corner for reference as I go, things like item descriptions, dialogue, and if there isn't anything here, I made it up.
Well, okay, maybe some of them do. A little bit.
However, there are three types of powerless attacks: a thrust, a sweep, and a grab. You need to recognize what they're doing to respond most effectively. It's a strange reaction, no remorse, and no explanation as to what exactly Ensha was getting ahead of. This event will trigger as long as you have received this half of the medallion, which begs the question, did Gideon order Ensha to take us out because he knows that we possess the medallion he's been seeking? Gideon does not have access to the Haligtree area, which we later learn is filled with information about Nicola and Melania. I'll be honest, story-wise, the game does have a slow start. You get these breadcrumbs of the world and the characters, and at this point I was nearing the halfway mark of the game, and the main objective had remained the same: search for the king, Seek the king, meet the king, the last king of its land, King Frederick. After 40 hours of playtime, this meeting was becoming increasingly anticipated. I had high expectations of this character. I was banking on either an epic NPC lore dump or an equally monumental boss battle.
I'm on tonight, you know my hips don't lie, and I'm starting to feel it's right. All the attraction, the tension, don't you see, baby, this is perfection.
They can't actually hang with the guys. But anyway, they kicked him from the team. Or Cece does. Cece and Zaza's boyfriend, who clipped Kingsman to make him look like an abuser or something, apparently. They get Kingsman kicked off the team. Kingsman puts out his video setting the record straight since he was kicked for harassment, showing that it was actually Cece and Luciasa. His fucking duo partner. They were actually doing the harassing, the bullying, and Zaza's stupid ass was being stubborn and unwilling to make a change for the good of the team. I say for the good of the team, but it seems like, besides Kingsman, the team just wanted to play for vibes. Maybe the other two who were part of the team, the one other guy and the other woman, who didn't do much talking, maybe they wanted to win, but if they did, they didn't say anything really. So, for sure, the one who was most invested in the actual competition was Kingsman. And that's what got him kicked. Because he couldn't understand why Zaza wouldn't just switch once she saw he was proven right, which is why he kept harping on it. You know, as a 20-year-old dude, he's probably not that experienced with women, so he's thinking, hey, I'm just doing the reasonable thing, demonstrating, we're seeing this in real time, why we need to switch. It's about this character. But the women didn't appreciate that at all. They called it harassment. But that's the thing about women in male spaces. That's what this is about. This is showing like women being set back in gaming and sort of the reputation women have. In these geek spaces especially, women don't come into it to be equals. They come into it to be treated like they're special. Sure, they'll have some guys insulting them and quote-unquote harassing them, and some actually being vile and doing the really horrible stuff as far as, well, I say doing horrible stuff, but saying the really horrible shit. But the majority of men are often happy to have women involved in the hobby. Like back in the day, if a girl came into a comic book store, guys would be all over her. They want that attention. They want that feeling of being this special unicorn. They're not really there to be treated like equals. Kingsman, ironically enough, did treat them like equals. He expected them to take the competition seriously. They didn't. And when he pushed them, like he would a guy, they hid behind their gender to say that he was harassing them and couldn't take no for an answer. That's some crazy work, some of that stuff that they were doing and saying. He was making Zaza feel bad. Can you imagine a team full of dudes and one of them refuses to switch? And the other guys defend him and tell Kingsman, "Stop, dude, you're making him sad, bro." That's the difference. That's what it means when we say they set women back 100 years or whatever. And the tweet replies to this video, this Nia person's video, where she's ranting and raving about something that had nothing to do with why people were clowning Team CC. A guy goes, guy called Cauterizer, "I wish they would get good at video games. Sick of getting some woman in my CS games going 530 throwing my elo." Then Nia replies, and I can just see her face. Ugh. "Fun fact, men throw your elo as well, but I don't hear you complaining about that." Yeah, but when a man does it, it's completely fine to ridicule him for being shit, and nobody bats an eye. But if it's a woman getting shit on, you're all of a sudden supposed to be nice to them for throwing your game. Laugh my ass off. Then another person jumps in, a guy named Jay. He goes, "This is a great point, to be honest. It's the reason I said no woman would ever win a pro tournament, because guys want teammates they can yell at while not being called a misogynist for it."
He's out of line, but he's right.
And that's the issue. Women in these spaces expect to be treated like honored guests while acting like they run the place.
You're goddamn right.
And lo and behold, surprise, surprise, after all that drama, getting Kingsman off the team right before the tournament started, Team CC's record ended up being 1-8, and Zaza switched off of Black Widow after all.
If civilization had been left in female hands, we'd still be living in grass huts. Now, explain that to me.
That's such a good point. You're so right about that. And we're still gonna play Widow.
Hey, she cooking, y'all.